Inside Edition's been in Philadelphia, shining some pretty bright lights inside some popular eateries. And Lisa Guerrero found that when the people weren't there, a different kind of diner moved in.
It's a problem plaguing most major cities. Rats out in the open.
Holy cow.
Leaping out of dumpsters.
Whoa.
Hunting for food. But what about restaurants? What happens when customers leave and the place closes for the night? We sent the Inside Edition Rat Patrol to a city renowned for its great restaurants, Philadelphia.
Famous for its award-winning cheesesteaks, Jim's Steaks is a hotspot for tourists and residents alike. But we found at night it's also a popular hangout for cheese-loving rodents.
That is disgusting.
Over 3 nights, oh my God,
Whoa.
we watched these critters climbing behind the kitchen counter.
Look at him. He's got his bread. He's carrying it.
Ugh, so gross.
At 3 a.m., as investigative producer Charlie McElravy was filming the running rodents, the president of Jim's Steaks showed up.
Wait, do you know you've got a giant rodent problem?
Don't have a giant rodent problem.
Really? I just saw one running around right inside there.
A mouse.
What?
Saw a mouse.
That's
what you
least
saw.
3 running around inside
I
there.
saw one. Oh my gosh. There are 3 mice in a restaurant in Philadelphia.
You don't think that's a problem?
A few days later, when we returned, look what we found.
They put up blinds so the Rat Patrol can't look in their kitchen anymore.
Jim's Steaks later sent this statement. Inside Edition's investigative team has provided valuable information, prompting us to evaluate and augment our health and safety efforts. Less than a block away is the famous 4th Street Delicatessen, in business since 1923 and known for their mouth-watering sandwiches.
There he is.
But on 2 nights, we watched rodents searching for leftovers.
We've seen at least 3 running around behind the kitchen here tonight. Whoa, he just jumped out of somewhere.
I'm Lisa Guerrero with Inside Edition.
We tried to show our video to a manager.
You have rodents in your kitchen.
She walked away. The owner declined to comment and also put up blinds. Next up, one of the most popular fast food chains in the nation, Shake Shack.
Comes right out of the kitchen. 1, 2.
Night after night, we saw them zip across the restaurant floor at this location downtown.
So gross. This is the 3rd one I've seen. There he goes, into the kitchen.
Do you want to see what we saw?
No comment.
A week later, we came back.
Right there, right there, right there, right
And
there.
sure enough, the rodents were still there.
They're scurrying all over the place. They're having a little mouse party.
And there's no doubt there's a population in here, which means they're breeding in the facility.
Bruce Colvin is a world-renowned expert on rodents.
What bothers me about them going in and out of the kitchen freely is that they could be contaminating food preparation areas. Not a good thing.
The venerable DeBruno Brothers is a cheese lover's paradise in Philly's historic Italian market.
There he is, right there.
But the legendary gourmet food store is also home to this cheese-loving critter.
There he goes, there he goes.
And I wanted to show you something.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's behind your counter. Is that something that worries you?
Certainly, yeah. Obviously, we have a pest control guy coming in constantly.
DeBruno's owner later told us they've been in business for 78 years and have never failed an inspection report. And look at this.
Whoa, we jumped over the trap.
The rodents that call the historic Reading Terminal Market home are quite the acrobats.
There he is.
There he is, Lisa. Again, feeding around that trash can.
On multiple nights, we watched them climb up and down these steps into the kitchen of the famed Pearl's Oyster Bar. The manager didn't want to talk to us.
Yeah, you want to see this, believe me. We saw some rodents in your establishment at night, sir. Do you care?
Management for the Reading Market gave us a statement on their behalf and Pearl's Oyster Bar, saying they have a pest control company that treats the market several times a week, and Pearl's passed its last inspection. They also say they will continue to take all the necessary steps to protect the health of the millions of people that visit each year. So restaurants beware, the Rat Patrol may be looking through your windows next.
Shake Shack says they hold themselves to the highest standards and that the incident was unacceptable. They apologize and they assure us that the matter was immediately handled.
The owner doesn't want to talk about it.
No cameras.
No cameras what? First of all, don't touch. First of all, don't touch the camera.
Don't touch the camera.
Talk to the attorney.
Don't touch my camera. Don't touch my camera.
110 violations.
Oh no, I already called them. So I can get in trouble for that. So I'm not allowed to answer any questions, basically.
You're not allowed to answer any questions, even though you're the manager?
Yes.
You're the manager on duty? Are you the manager?
I'm the district manager.
Oh, you're district manager.
Brian Lindley is in charge of several Golden Corral restaurants, but clearly did not want to talk about the Largo location.
We have no comments for you.
But the state made plenty of comments 2 weeks ago.
We're doing everything we can to improve situations here, and we're constantly working on it.
But Lindley had nothing more to say.
We don't allow cameras on the premises.
Okay.
You want to come back here in the back?
Can we see it? Yeah.
Sure you can.
Yeah. The owner was able to show us some fixes, soap at those hand sinks, and the now working plumbing.
We had someone come in and unclog it.
See for yourself, though, what we saw sitting around in the kitchen on our visit. Not exactly spotless. And when we started to leave, he blocked us.
This is off the air. This is off the air.
We can leave.
I mean,
Come back here.
I don't.
Please.
I understand what you're saying. This is my job, and I think it's fair to the people that eat here.
We weren't willing to turn off our camera, so we left.
We noticed that on a lot of your recent inspections that you've had a lot of critical violations, such as live roaches in the kitchen area. Is your restaurant dirty?
It's not dirty. The violations mostly is because the building has been running for about 15 years so far, so it's deteriorated.
The manager says his restaurant has cleaned up its act.
We have gotten nobody sick in very, very long time.
No lamb was in your lamb platter. Can you explain why?
Maybe you guys got a combo platter? I'm not sure, guys.
We got lamb over rice, just like what you gave me just now.
Maybe it was a mistake?
You're not trying to pull a lamb scam.
No, we're not.
At Pascal's restaurant, we ordered catfish, but according to the lab, once again, we got swine.
How do you think that happened?
I have no idea, and I apologize. I have no idea. I have to find out how that happened.
At Copeland's, it was the same story.
Are you substituting a cheaper fish for your catfish here?
Like I said, I can't comment on that. I'll have to get with my marketing department, my general manager.
We found out that instead of grouper, it was actually a cheaper farmed fish from Asia. How can you explain that? Guess she didn't want to tell me.
On their most recent health inspection, they found mouse droppings and roaches and moldy food and slimy ice machine. None of that is any good. What happened? I think maybe she's going to get someone else to answer those questions.
Is it dirty? I say paint.
Okay, so you say what they think is dirty is actually paint on the floor.
Yeah.
We also ask him about the roaches. Roach, cockroach.
No, we don't have a roach. I want paper. No roach.
It's in the health inspection.
One is a roach, one hide.
There was a roach hiding under there?
One died this line, one roach, one roach.
Ferndale police say there were a lot of people out here at the time as those gunshots were being fired just in the area of this sidewalk. When they arrived, they were able to take 2 people into custody and recover 3 guns.
We stand by our security. I mean, if somebody pulls out a gun on you, you have every right to protect yourself.
Speaking out for the first time, the owner of the Bosco nightclub coming to the defense of 2 of his security guards.
What would happen if the guy would have got in here with a gun?
He says it was just after 1 a.m. that they asked a man to leave for yelling at a hostess. Then outside, seconds later, a customer punching a security guard and then pointing a gun right at him. He says 1 or 2 security guards then opened fire on the customer, striking him and his brother.
They were next to each other. So he pulled his gun when security shot. His brother got shot in the hand, and he got shot numerous times, I believe.
1 shooting victim is in critical condition at the hospital, another treated and released. Of 2 people shot, 1 struck in the torso is a 37-year-old man from Detroit. The other, who was shot in the hand, is his 36-year-old brother, also from Detroit. Police say the business near Woodward and 9 Mile does not typically have trouble, and this incident appears isolated.
Right now, our focus is driving towards why this happened. What was the trigger, an unfortunate pun, that set this all off?
Ferndale police are going to be looking very closely at surveillance video from outside the Bosco as they move ahead with this case. They also want to hear from witnesses who may have seen what took place. From Ferndale, Simon Shayket, 7 Action News.
All right, thanks.
Supposed to be a night of new memories, of a new year with old friends.
At the end, it kind of ruined it. Like it ruined it for us.
And what ruined it is spelled out in black and white on a piece of paper.
All capital letters. It's right there. And I did a double take. I was like, wow, it was just shocking me.
The N-word typed out on receipts to describe these friends who came to Shatila Lebanese Grill and Hookah.
I went to sleep thinking about it, went to sleep upset about it, woke up upset about it.
After they asked for separate checks, their server had labeled them in the most disgusting way. They tried to confront the server, they say, to the side and politely.
He just kind of downplayed it. Oh, no, it didn't mean anything. We're being labeled. Look, this is what they identified us as. Not, the 3 girls and 3 guys.
Tonight, an embarrassed owner talks with us.
It's just, I'm just sorry.
These friends had just come from a New Year's Eve church service. They wanted to celebrate together. Instead, they left shocked and disappointed.
Knowing me, I would have acted a plum fool if, I didn't have my head on straight.
Mike Salami of Shatila says that server was only there for a week.
This is very, very improper. It's not, like I said, there's no exceptions at all. And that's why when I found out, on the spot, I terminated them, on the spot.
Embarrassed, the owner has reached out to these friends. Justice Hill says it's not the way she wanted to start the year.
They made the wrong judge of character with us, because we are not that at all. We don't call each other that.
They'll admit it stings a lot worse now, many hours removed. They wouldn't change how they reacted, especially after hearing a church message on forgiveness and staying positive.
We handled ourselves the way that we were taught how to handle ourselves. So I would forgive them.
That picture of the receipt hit social media, creating a firestorm.
Now the restaurant tonight is issuing an apology.
This all happened at Huck Finn's restaurant in the 100 block of Decatur Street. WDSU anchor Gina Swanson went to that restaurant tonight and she spoke to the manager. Gina.
That's right, Adriana. The manager says the waiter there is out of a job. The damage has already been done and the outrage in the community is growing. Hi, my name is Gina. I work at Channel 6. How are you? Are you the manager?
We're not doing any interviews.
The manager at Huck Finn's wouldn't talk to us on camera, but said the waiter involved had been fired.
We don't condone that at all. He's gone.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And other than that, you don't have any comment?
Correct.
Still, the question remains, what could have prompted the racial slur? The receipt shows the group ordered 3 hamburgers, a catfish platter, and a salad. Under that, the N-word, followed by the words 100% dislike. At the bottom of the ticket, $16 was taken off the bill, the same price as the catfish platter and the salad. We're told the dish was sent back and the waiter was upset.
It's actually very insulting. Not only, I'm not black, but still, that's an insulting word. We don't use that word no more. That is a racist word, a racist term, one of the worst that you could ever say. And that putting it on paper at a public restaurant in New Orleans, that's one of the worst things you could do.
What do you think then when you see that on your report for your business?
Well, I don't think he lied. I think he just thought that we had the problem.
Remember, the report states roaches. Tony says not here. He gets monthly pest control.
You're welcome to go back there and look it up, and you'll see how clean it is.
During our visit to the back,
and what we did, even though
Tony sounds convincing.
You can see everything is in order.
That is until irrefutable evidence crawls on out.
So here we are, we're in your kitchen, and then we see this right here. That concerns us.
Yeah, that's one.
And you know where there's one, there could be a heck of a lot more, Tony.
Things only get worse.
But these are bugs, Tony.